Let's get into those main players in the stress response in order to understand a little bit better what kind of support your body is asking for if you're feeling that inflammation keenly, if you're feeling a high burden of stress, or if you have a chronic condition of sorts, or if there's a history of trauma. Who are those main players in that stress response? We start with the brain. The brain is the one that perceives. So going back to Janie's story, the whole crick of the branch, her brain heard, her auditory system actually heard, and then her brain interpreted that and went, uh-oh, I heard a crick of a branch. History tells me there's something about to attack me. So the brain perceives it. So the brain is involved in the stress response, and the brain is actually the one that calls the alarm. That's the switchboard I was talking about, telephone calls to get things done, right? And through your nervous system, you're getting a lot of this stuff done. It is actually through a hormonal response. So first things first, the brain will perceive that there's danger. So now it's going to call the adrenals to release cortisol. So the adrenals are keenly involved. There's a pituitary part here in the hypothalamus. Your hypothalamus is an endocrine organ that lives in your brain. And the hypothalamus is what turns fight or flight or rest and digest modes on or off. So hormones are how your body gets things done in the body. So in that stress response, your hypothalamus is very keenly involved, and she lives right in the middle of your brain. So we're looking at supporting the brain and your entire nervous system, as well as the hormonal function in the body. Key player in the hormonal function, as you can imagine, is the adrenals. But your adrenals, much like they're on that fan belt that's pulling all of the other hormone organs out of balance as well, is through something called the HPA axis. That stands for hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis. So the hypothalamus senses that there's a problem. And so the hypothalamus is that main organ that goes, oh, now we got to go into fight or flight mode. Whoop, we're going to put the stress response on. Hypothalamus turns that on. And for some people, when there's that intergenerational trauma, that trigger is sometimes stuck in the on position, on the panic mode. So the hypothalamus turns that response on, gets the pituitary involved, and now the pituitary makes those telephone calls of, okay, adrenals, I need you to make things. Okay, pancreas, I need you to make insulin, all of the other hormonal calls that happen in the body. So the adrenals feel this keenly, again, through that HPA axis, hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis, because it's like a domino effect. They talk to each other, and that's the order they go into.